unboxing and see what it is. First things first, shout out to White Shoes, back in the building.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes.
White Shoes.
I love my white.
Calm down. Okay, so this is the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. Now, just in case you're wondering what's the difference between the X Fold 3 Pro and the regular X Fold 3, the X Fold 3 has the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 processor. For the cameras, instead of 50, 50, and 64, you got 50, 50, and 50. It has a 5,500 milliamp battery that only features 80 watt fast charge and no wireless charge. So this is the top of the line of the Vivo flagship folds. Okay, now as far as the presentation, let's see, unboxing knife, we got the West Side Story. Here we go. Rah. Okay, now this is the Chinese version. I got it from GizTop. I don't think this one's coming out globally. All right, so if you like this, you're gonna have to get the Chinese version. All right, so let's check the presentation. Okay, so inside, this is gonna be your device. All right, Shoes, I need you to calm down. I'm a little bit hyped too. Let's see, now this is gonna be a nice little case. Oh, check this out. Now, when you're spending $1,700, this is the kind of presentation you want. You get your Vivo X Fold 3 membership card, plug it and file it. You do have a SIM ejection tool. Okay, and let's take a look at this case. Okay, now this is the white case with the vegan leather on the back. I'm already feeling this one. Oh, look at this. And you got a little hinge protection on the case. And inside the box, you got the 120 watt fast charging brick. Let's all say it together. Samsung, Apple, Google, nothing, Sony, fucking Sony. The charger in the box with the USB Type-C to USB Type-C charging cable. Beautiful presentation. Now for the actual device, here we go. Whew, okay. Now I went with the white. Okay, we calling this the Snow Buddy. Let's go. Let me do a little smell test on this one. Smells like photography. Okay, I think this is gonna be the best camera phone on any fold yet. Now let's see on the back. Ooh, look at that pattern right there. You gotta do the 2-finger test with this one. Real nice. Let's see, power button. Now, if you buy this from GizTop, it should have the Google apps already installed, but let's just make sure. On this side, you got volume up and down. Now, I wasn't sure. I believe this one has an IR blaster. I just gotta double check. Okay, let's see. You got a little vibrate on and off switch right there. On the bottom, there's your SIM tray, speaker grill, USB Type-C charging slot. I believe this one does have an IR blaster. Okay, let's increase the brightness. Now, 4,500 nits, okay? That's peak brightness. That's not sustained brightness. There's a big difference. Okay, let's just make sure we got the Google apps already on here. Okay, there's the Play Store. All right, so let me go ahead and set this one up. Then we'll walk through the OS. But let's get the first unfold. Okay. Very thin and lightweight. A nice satisfying fold. And again, you got a camera on the inside and camera on the outside. So you're gonna have dual face unlock and dual fingerprint sensors. All right, so let me set this up. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, y'all, so we back in. Now I just finished putting my information in the phone, setting everything up, and playing around with it for a few minutes. And I gotta be honest with y'all, I think this is already gonna be my new favorite foldable device. Now in terms of the build quality, my favorite was the Xiaomi Mix Fold 3. I love the big wide outer display, and this one has the same thing. But the camera on this one is better. Okay, the camera's better. Now we got the OnePlus Open. This is another one of my favorite foldable devices. I love the wide outer display, but it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter. Then of course, we got the Galaxy Z Fold 5, my least favorite foldable device. In terms of features, it has the most. You got S Pen support, but I hate this narrow outer display. I even like the Pixel Fold better than the Galaxy because at least with the Pixel Fold, you got a wider outer display, but I'm not a big fan of this short design. So which one y'all like best? In my opinion, I'm gonna go with the Vivo because wait till y'all see this camera. All right, the camera is crazy. Now let's talk about the biometrics. Insane. Now this is how biometrics is supposed to work. That's not my fingerprint, that's my face unlock. As soon as I look at it, it just opens up. Now I'm not gonna look at it. You see the little circle around the camera on the top? Bang, there it is. And watch this. We can do face unlock from both cameras. So you got a camera right here and a camera right here. But check this out. There's even more. Watch this. Fingerprint sensor, instant. And then you also got fingerprint sensor on the inner display. So you got dual fingerprint sensors and dual face unlock. Now, while we got shoes right here, let's get a quick shot. Look at the photos. All right, look at the photos on this. Bro, look at this. This was just point and shoot. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, in terms of the actual build quality, again, IPX8, not the most water resistance. I do love this case because it covers up that carbon fiber hinge. Triple camera setup on the rear. Zeiss branding. There's your dual LED flash. It definitely has an IR blaster because if you download an app like Me Remote, it won't even let you set up a remote if the phone doesn't have an IR blaster. So we definitely got an IR blaster on deck. And I like the little vibrate switch. Remember I said all phones should have this? All right, shout out to OnePlus. All right, for OnePlus for bringing this to the market. I think all phones need to have the vibrate on and off switch. All right, so you can easily put your phone on silent or on ring. I love that. Okay, here's your power button, volume up and down. Again, IR blaster, speaker grill, SIM ejection, SIM slot, and there's your other speaker. This case definitely feels dope, and I love the way the phone feels. It's super lightweight. But these biometrics, a lot of y'all be out here making excuses for Samsung. All right, let's see it. Look at the face unlock. All right, look. Okay, look at Samsung face unlock working. Okay, look. Okay, hold up. Look at Samsung. All right, Samsung. Okay, Samsung. Xiaomi, same thing. Xiaomi, the supreme biometrics. Y'all seen that? Let's try OnePlus. OnePlus, excellent biometrics. But this right here, the fingerprint sensor is just so smooth and reliable. I only set it up once. Now, usually I like to set up multiple fingers, but it works every single time. Wow. But you're not gonna have to use it when you got that face unlock that works that fast. Now let's get a little wipe down. Check this out, always on display. Okay, fully customizable. Bang. I love this outer display. You can actually use it. Here's how your Instagram is gonna look. Okay, and then we just pop this open. And this has the optimized Instagram. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Now look, we gotta do the Instagram. Matter of fact, we'll do that in a second. Let's see, anything we missing on Instagram? Okay. All right. Let's take it over to the basic UI. Now, if you swipe down, you're gonna get all your notifications. And if you swipe down from the right, here's all your quick times. Now remember, 4,500 nits peak brightness. Now, sustained brightness, that's a different story. Peak brightness means it's only gonna stay like that for maybe a few seconds, but in outdoors, you're gonna want that extra brightness. Okay, so let's go through the settings. Here's your quick toggles. You got battery life, you got portrait mode, screenshot. Of course, you got hotspots. Go to settings. Okay, so this does feature find. Okay, so you can find your lost devices. There's all your Wi-Fi's. Okay, now this has Bluetooth 5.4 with support for Snapdragon sound and aptX lossless. So if you got some high-res earbuds, this is the kind of phone that you want. Okay, this is the kind of phone that you want. All of my devices right here, mobile networks. Now this does work on T-Mobile and AT&T in the USA. I'm gonna do some testing off camera. Now, when you're buying these Chinese phones, you're not gonna get Android Auto, okay? But you do got VPNs, private DNS, okay? You got screen mirroring, OTGs. Okay, now, one of the things that I love about Vivo phones, the level of customization. I mean, you can literally customize everything. Okay, let's see, icon settings. Now, we're not gonna go through all of them. I don't think we need to really see. We got different home screens for your badges. Okay, we're gonna leave all this stuff on though. Okay, let's see. Show real-time network speed, battery percentage. Let's go ahead and show that. We'll do it inside the battery. Okay, nothing really else to see with that. Sound and vibrations. Dual stereo speakers. Okay, a little heavy-handed on that one. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, we'll do a sound test in a minute though. Okay, they sound loud though. They sound loud. Okay. Anything else we need to see here? Screen lock sounds. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, sound quality and effects. Okay, you got audio super resolution. Yes. Yes, please. Let's see, we got, okay, listen, customized experience. Okay, earphone adaptation. Okay, all that stuff we'll play with. Super audio. I don't know what that is, but yes, I want it. Okay, we got smart, movies, games, and music. I like to leave it on smart, but we'll play with that more when we do the full review. Okay, so that's the sound quality and effects. Display and brightness. Again, 4,500 nits. That's kind of crazy. Font style. Okay, we got Origin OS. We'll just leave those. Let's see, display size. Okay, now I like to leave mine a little bit larger because I am blind. And let's see, standard. Okay, that's too large. That's too large. All right, I ain't that blind. I ain't that blind. Okay, screen colors. Let's see, we got standard, professional, bright. I like to have mine a little bit cooler. Okay, that looks better to me. Let's see. Yeah, the default kind of has a yellowish tint to it. Warm is super yellow. I like mine to be a little bit ice cold. A little bit ice cold. I like that. Okay, so we got screen refresh rate. Now, it does have smart adaptation, so this is an LTPO panel, so it can go all the way down from 1 hertz, minimum hertzage, to maximum hertz. Now, I'm going to leave mine on 120. Why not? Apps running at a higher refresh rate. Okay, adjust those. Self-adaptive slide for frame change. Yes, please. Okay, yes, please. Let's see. Anything else we need to see? Always on display. Now, you do have tent mode on this. So what that means is, let me show you what that is real quick. We'll do the tent mode. Let's go ahead and hit this off. Put it in tent mode. And look at that. We got the date. We got the calendar. Okay. This is pretty sick. This is actually a nice looking tent mode right there. Leave it on the table just like that. Okay. Open it back up. Everything looks good. All right. So let's go back to display. Where was we? All right. So we'll do always on display. Let's see. Okay. Desk calendar. You got different tent modes. Now for tent mode, that one that I just had looks dope. This one looks fly too though. Why did I say flyer? Why am I using all these old school words today? Creative digital. I think I like that one the best. Or regular old school flip clock. That's pretty dope too. Yeah, okay. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with the flip clock. Now I think I like this one though. I think I want to just have, but I gotta see if we could get rid of this calendar right here. I'll play with that in a minute. The timeline. Because when you buy these Chinese phones, you're going to have a lot of Chinese bloatware on it. All right, shout out to my man Xi Jinping. You know what time it is. All right, let's see. Display. We got smart display. I like to leave mine on all day. Always on display. Notifications. Now, when I download all of my apps, we'll see if we can get all the notifications on the always on display. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Always on. Status bar. Okay. Home screen kits. Why not? Okay, now all these apps right here, they're not going to work in the USA, but some of them will. Weather, why not? Healthcare, give me everything. V App Store. I like to have everything. Who seen that movie, The Professional? Remember when when he was in the hallway and he was like, "Bring me everyone," and the guy said, "Everyone, everyone." Sorry, Shoes, I didn't mean to scream at you like that, but that's my favorite part of that movie, The Professional. Bring me everyone. All right, let's see. Did we miss anything from display and brightness? Let's see. We got multi-window for apps. Okay, fold the screen. All right, so now when I fold the screen, I like to leave my display on. Now you can have it when you fold the screen, it automatically turns off, but I'm gonna leave it on. Okay, app display ratio. Okay, and I like to have everything in full screen. If you got a big ass fold, why not? But if you got small hands, you might want to change that up. Okay, this is the tent mode. We're gonna leave that on. All right, home screen, let's see, wallpapers. Now let's see what kind of wallpapers we got. Oh, this one is dope. This one is kind of dope. Y'all see that moving? That is kind of dope. Let's go ahead and download that. And let's see the download speeds while we're here. She was trying to get a rubber dub. This one is actually dope. Okay, that's the kinetic wallpapers. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Let's see what else we got. More kinetic wallpapers. Oh, this one is kind of dope. If you notice, look closely. It's actually moving. Okay, I'm not going to download all of them, no, but we'll just look. Okay, this one is kind of very Samsung-ish. Okay, we got the two Samsung one. Let's see, we got live wallpapers. Now, these are the cool ones. When you open your fold, you get that unfolding wallpaper experience. All right, shout out to Shoes, yeah. Shout out to White Shoes, bro. All right, and we got static wallpapers, and we got more. So now we can go to the themes. I'm not going to do all of that right now. Okay, matter of fact, look, why not? We do got some dope themes. Check this one out. If y'all noticed, did y'all see this one I got on the Xiaomi? Hold up. You could get a lot of these ones from the same Chinese spots. Hold up, let me see if this will pop up. Look at that. You see like the cities? Yo, shoes, bro! Shoes is, okay, woosah. All right, don't get mad at your cats, guys. Let the cats be a cat. All right, so let's see. That's display wallpapers. Okay, let's go back to that. Let's see. We got lock screen. Okay, so we got your lock screen poster. Okay, we could also rotate. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Festival lock screen, change lock screen based on the theme. Okay, always on display. I think we went through those already. Themes. Okay, and icons. You can also change your icons. Okay, this is delicate. Or minimal. I like minimal. You can change the color themes. Oh, look at that. We got the MKBHD color theme. That's why, guys. Shout out to everybody who was in my last stream. Y'all know we just trolling. Let's see. We got round corners, icon size. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That's home screen. Let's go to for foldable devices. Okay, you got flex mode. Now we're going to use flex mode. Let's see. For the calendar, calculator, Facebook. Okay, we use flex mode for everything. So basically, when you're on YouTube, you just use the flex mode like this and rock out. I'll try that out in a minute. Let's see. We got smart secondary display. Okay, tent mode, global taskbar, folder screen, keeps ring on. Okay, let's go to apps. Anything we need to see here? App clone, okay, for your scumbag mode. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, app recovery, fingerprints and passwords, security. You got a full security suite. Okay, so you got Find, the new Android Find, payment safe, okay, backup pop on, earthquake alerts, okay, scam prevention center. We need that. We got the little scam prevention center. I like to turn that on all the time because them scammers be coming for me. Mass security. Let's see, more security settings. Anything we need to see here? Screen pinning. Okay. Okay, let's see. That's cool. Privacy. Okay. You got stealth mode. Okay. You can turn your camera or your mic access off. RAM and storage. Now this one is 512 gigs. Okay, this is a big boy right here. And you can also just clean everything up. Battery. Okay, let's see. Current battery level 30%. This has a 100-watt fast charge, okay? 0 to 100%, 31 minutes. We can put it on boost mode. Why not? Leave it on boost mode. Okay, super battery saver. Okay, battery health and charging. Let's see. Optimized battery life. Super fast by default. You see, these are the things you got to check when you get your new phone. Somebody hit me up, too, on one of my last videos and was like, oh, I got the OnePlus charger. My phone is not charging fast. You got to make sure you turn on your super fast charging. We got reverse wireless charge, okay? Always on charging display. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we got some AI. Okay, ultra gaming mode. Okay, we'll try that when we do some gaming. Digital well-being. Wallets and payments. Okay, you can access your cards and all that. Shortcuts and accessibility. Okay, let's see. We got split screen. We got small window. Okay, super pocket. Let's see what kind of motions we got. Okay, ear gestures. Okay, let's see what kind of ear gestures we got. Okay, so we got the ear gestures. I'll leave that on and let's see, learn gestures. Okay, we'll do that later. But you got ear gestures. I like to use that for Instagram. Screenshot over the ear. Let's see. Hold and do the screenshot. Oh, okay. I like that. Ooh, that was dope. Y'all see? Hold up. Wave downward. All right, yeah, well, we'll do that. Screenshots over the ear. We'll turn that on. Okay, so we do got some ear gestures. Let's see, anything else we got? Smart reminders. System updates. Okay, nothing really to see there. About phone, okay. Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, 16 gigs, 512. Okay, V3 chip. Okay, users and accounts, there it is. All right, so that's all of the settings. Now, did I miss anything? I know I wanted to talk about one more thing. Let's see. Okay, the effects. Okay, we got the visual effects. We got to make sure we turn all of this on so we get maximum resolution. And that's pretty much it. Now, you can also go, when you go right here, you go to your mood cube. Okay, let me go ahead and install that. Okay, we're going to install the mood cube. Home screen styles. Okay, layouts, folders. You got the dock, home screen kits. Now, if you buy, look, shoes got me bleeding. If you buy this, right, and you want to find your kits, All right, we update the kits. Let me show you how to get to the Android kits. All right, when you hit kits, if you don't see the kits, you got to keep scrolling down and you hit more kits. That's going to be your Android kits. So say I want to do a YouTube. Let's do YouTube search. Drop that right there. Bang. Okay, so that's how you're going to find those. All right. Now let's take a look at this web browsing speed. Matter of fact, let me download Chrome real quick. All right, so let's try a little web browsing. Go to apple.com. Okay. Full website. Let's see what Apple got coming out. Nothing really new right now. Let's try a little split screen multitasking. Okay, we'll do Facebook at the same time. Okay, Apple and Facebook. Okay. Let's shout out to my girl right there. Swap. Okay, put them on each side. Let's see. Pop up. Okay, just like that. And let's go ahead and switch to small window. Exit out, and you got your floating window. Okay, so excellent web browsing speeds. Now, of course, you got your Google homepage. Let's kind of open this up. We'll do full screen. Here's how your Google's gonna look. And of course, let's go to settings real quick. And let's go to display and turn on dark mode. All right, there it is. That looks much better. All right, so let's see this little wallpaper that we added. Now you got your always on display on the inner display and outer display. There's a little kinetic wallpaper. I kind of like that. Let's try from the outside. That's how it's gonna look. Now let's take it over to the camera. Okay, now this is kind of important right here. The camera. This is what this phone is all about. Let's go through the different shooting modes. So you got snapshot. Okay, now if you want to, you can have your photos on one side. You got night mode. All right, shoots came in right on time. You got portrait mode. Okay, you can change 100, 85, 50, 30. All right, different focal lengths. Okay, you got different, let's see, we got cyberpunk, dreamy, texture. Okay, we'll leave it on none. Okay, that was night mode. Okay, for portrait mode, like I said, different focal lengths. Now for regular photos, you got wide angle all the way up to 100 times zoom. Okay, super scumbag zoom. Now for video, the resolution, you can do 8K at 30 frames or 4K at 60. Now the front facing camera, it's only 1080p at 30 frames per second. Let's see, for video, you could do wide angle all the way up to 10 times zoom. And you got super stabilization. Okay, that looks nice and smooth. Okay, so we got cinematic portrait. Okay, that's gonna give you your cinematic video and more. So we got high resolution, panorama, ultra HD documents. We got slow motion, time lapse, long exposure, super moon, astro. We got landscape and architecture. We got pro mode. Let's see, this is micro movie, food, Jovi lens, multi-frame, all right, multi-camera, front and back, and you got live photos. And again, now look at the quick point and shoot. Now you can also change from vivid, texture, or natural Zeiss. Now personally, I like the vivid. And again, look at these point and shoot shots. That's kind of dope. Let's see if we get a quick portrait while we got shoes right here. Got shoes, do something cute. Try not to activate shoes into full throttle, but okay, optimizing the image. Look at that, beautiful. This camera is going to be a lot of fun, and let's see how it looks from the outer display. Okay, because this is how you're normally going to be taking your photos. We'll do one more. Quick shutter speed right there. Okay, then we just open this up. Bang, and rock out like this. Look at that nose. Look at the detail on that nose. Look at that angry face. This is gonna be dope. All right, let's try out tent mode. Okay, let me put in my YouTube. Okay, let's see now. I was watching watch a little poker. Okay. Here's your tent mode. Okay, so look at this. It turns into an actual trackpad. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, swipe with 2 fingers. Oh, that's dope. That is dope. There's the comments and all of that. Okay, we got a bunch of settings. That's the brightness. Screenshots. Okay, you can exit out of that if you want. Okay, that's pretty dope. The tent mode. I like that. Okay, let's see. Actually, let's try one more thing. Okay, so you do got picture-in-picture. Let's see. Picture-in-picture on the outer display also. Okay. Exit out of that. Okay. Okay, allow picture. Okay, we're gonna allow that. Let me see. Yeah, this is a nice size picture-in-picture though. That's a nice size picture-in-picture. Okay. All right, anyway. All right, so let's exit out of that. Let's try the camera. We'll go to tent mode. All right, so there's the tent mode on the camera. Okay, you can look at your photos from the bottom. Or we can do video. Okay, this is pretty dope. So this is you want to do your own vlogs. Okay, you can rock out like that. And just exit back out. Now, let's take it over to some of the apps real quick. This is what I wanted to show y'all. You see the Instagram? You see how Instagram is kind of... All right, let's see. You see how Instagram is optimized on the side? Okay, so I got all my notifications. We could go home. Okay, all right, shoes. Let's open up a few other Instagrams and see how they look. All right, here's Instagram on the OnePlus Open. Okay, optimized on the side too. Okay, okay, that one is optimized too. All right, shoes, bro. All right, shoes, I need you to calm down. Let's try on the Xiaomi. Okay, let's take it over to Instagram. Okay, optimized on the side also. Okay. This guy right here. Look how these look. So far, like I said, I like the big ones. No Diddy. I like the big ones. Bro, calm down. Let's see. Okay, now this is how it looks on the Galaxy. You see on the Galaxy is optimized very good too. You see all the apps on the bottom. Same thing like on the OnePlus. Okay. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, let's leave that right there. And of course, let's see with the Pixel. Okay, let's do the Instagram test with the Pixel. Okay, now the Pixel to me, got stuck. All right, let's see. And you see the Pixel? You see, look at the display on the Pixel, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. This is not how I want to enjoy my Instagram. It seems like I be roasting the Pixel a lot, but I just don't like the form factor. Now, if you got small hands, I get it. I get it. You probably like this form factor, and from the outer display, the Pixel looks dope. Okay? But on the inner display, I like to do the Instagram test because this is one of my favorite apps. You see? Not optimized on the side. Okay. Okay, but on the outer display. Looks pretty dope. Now let's check these outer displays. This is the OnePlus. Oh no, this is the Galaxy. This is the Galaxy. Look at the Galaxy outer display. I mean, come on. This is too narrow. This is too narrow because if I want to reply to a comment, right? Look at the keyboard on this. Look at the size of that keyboard versus if I want to leave that same comment. This keyboard is a lot bigger and juicier. You see the difference? Okay, let's try the OnePlus. Now, you already know with the OnePlus. Okay, hands up. Let's see if I can leave a comment. Okay, I like the bigger keyboard like that. But look at this, a nice size keyboard. The OnePlus is a great size phone. Let's see, same thing with Xiaomi. Let's go ahead and try to leave a comment. Okay, big juicy keyboard right there. And on the inside, okay, I was playing some music earlier. Let's go back to the gram. Nice size keyboard. Okay, nice size keyboards on deck. We'll do one more. I just want to, this is the kind of important stuff I need y'all to see. Okay, there's the keyboards. And with the Vivo, let's see the Vivo keyboard. If I decide if I want to roast bougie real quick. Okay, now I'm gonna install my Google keyboard. Nice size keyboard. Okay, so here's the keyboards right here. As you can see, look, just by looking at these, you can see how narrow the Galaxy is. But the Galaxy has the S Pen support. Anyway, this is supposed to be just a quick review. So far, fresh out of the box, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a major go. I love it. Okay, I love everything about it so far. This camera is gonna be so epic. Oh, let's get one more shot. Okay. Up close and personal. Let's do a portrait. Let's see if we can back up some from the portrait. Okay, that one looks like it'll be dope. Ooh, look at that one. Look at that one. We're gonna get some nice photos. Okay, optimize the image real quick. We're gonna get some nice photos with this. Look at the background, look a little blurry. Look at the anger in that face. Look at the determination. Is that anger or determination? Anyway, so this is the Vivo X Fold 3. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one. And let me know if there's anything specific y'all want me to cover when I do the full review. But I'm going to Florida this weekend for a Myers competition. So I'm gonna have some great camera test shots and some great video shots. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hit me up on Voxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the new stream on Sundays. Y'all already know. Stream gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Oh yeah, special shout out to everybody following me on Snapchat, Flossie_Carter, that's where I'm at. And a special shout out to the notification squad. I see y'all in the comment section early. Hashtag salute. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes. Picture me roll. It's your boy Flossie, Mac. Deuces. Spock won the beam up. Energize.
Hey guys, Jerry Springer here. Subscribe to Flossie Carter for the real reviews. He has a tech channel on YouTube, and he already has over 2 million subscribers, so give him a look. You may like it, and it could be very useful. Take care of yourself and each other.
Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're gonna take a look at the Razer Blade 18. Now this is Razer's most biggest, baddest, and powerful laptop yet. Now you can pick this one up online. I'll throw the link up in the description. The price on this one starts at $3,100 and goes all the way up to $4,800. Now usually I would go through the specs, but since this is a laptop, we're gonna be doing some web browsing. We can check out the specs online. First things first, shout out to White Shoes, back in the building.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I
White
love
shoes.
my white.
The real reason why your rent is so damn high?
It's late 2020, the Phoenix area. Investigators with the State Attorney General's office are looking at apartment rents. They're up 76% since 2016. Something is off. These 4 building rents are 12% higher than that, but they offer similar amenities. They have different landlords, so you'd think they should be competing with each other.
Yeah.
But they weren't. The
Why
price
would
of-
they compete with each other if they could all settle with having the same price? Like, nobody wants to lower their prices. Price fixing, by the way? Yeah, but like, what I'm saying is that price fixing is a natural outcome of a free market. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true.
were allegedly being set by one entity, an algorithm owned by a company called RealPage.
Oh, wow.
In fact, this was happening everywhere in the area.
That's old-fashioned price fixing using new technology.
We
There
allege
it
in
is.
effect a housing cartel.
Oh,
Over 2,000 miles away, something similar is happening. It's alleged that all of these different units, their prices were set by one single algorithm, which sounds bad. And it could be happening in cities and states across the country. Renters have filed over 30 different lawsuits against RealPage.
oh my
We're going to talk
God.
about what all this means, how algorithms, these black boxes of data, are shaping our market and giving an incredible amount of power to the few. And how the Department of Justice and some state attorney generals are fighting back.
Okay.
Because this is a story about how a few lines of code broke the American housing market.
Jesus. I didn't even know about this before.
What is RealPage?
So RealPage is a company that operates software that allows landlords to input their data into an algorithm, and then RealPage sets the prices for all of those landlords. This is actually against the law.
So they're not price fixing because somebody else is fixing the prices. That's cute.
Attorney General
Yeah.
Mays isn't the only one alleging this.
Our allegations are that RealPage, in combination with 14 of the largest landlords here in the District of Columbia, are effectively colluding with one another to set rents.
Across America, rent is up 20% since 2020.
Oh my God. Wow. Dude, this is in like 5 years, 4 years. 2024 just started.
The Attorney Generals of Arizona and DC are suing RealPage and a host of big landlords, alleging that an algorithmic housing cartel is helping drive up prices.
In the pre-RealPage days, landlords would compete with one another.
They played a guessing game with rent prices. Push it too high and people move, leaving landlords hunting for new tenants. It was a delicate market. And I'm not sure if it was fair, but it wasn't rigged.
Okay.
An algorithm helped change all of that.
We're talking about an algorithm that aggregates otherwise confidential information that the landlords have that ordinarily they would not share with their competitors,
Data like rent prices, lease expiry dates, any deals they offer to tenants.
that allows then the algorithm to spit out a pricing recommendation, all designed to keep the overall market at its highest peak.
They are not charging what the market can bear. They are controlling the market. It's leading to the
I
exacerbation.
wonder how they could stop this. Because I feel like legally it's kind of hard to stop something like this. That's probably why it keeps happening.
Of our affordability crisis, our housing crisis here in Arizona.
If you could
Yeah.
imagine a smoke-filled room where the landlords, the largest landlords in the District of Columbia, came together to decide what they were going to charge in rent, to share their confidential information, everybody would be able to see that that's an anti-competitive practice.
Until
Yeah,
recently,
it is.
using shared pricing algorithms like this flew under the radar. If your algorithm set prices, you'd just say, it's not cheating, it's a suggestion.
Right.
Not anymore. Lena Khan and the FTC have said, just a suggestion? That's price fixing, no excuses. And RealPage, according to the lawsuits,
Your algorithm can't do anything that would be illegal if done by a real person.
they weren't even pretending the prices were suggestions.
RealPage has a system set up where the landlords who have adopted the system agree to a set of rules.
Y'all go and talk about killing them like a firing squad. If you go and try to kill them, they're just gonna pay other poor people to kill you. Like, everybody likes to circle jerk about like, oh, I'm a revolutionary. That's not the way it works. Don't tell them. You think they're not gonna figure it out? Look at history.
One of the rules is that RealPage gets set rent prices. If landlords want to charge less than the digital oracle suggests, they have to justify their decision.
The justification needs to be reviewed by RealPage.
The French Revolution, y'all don't understand what that was. That was not the poor people revolting against the rich people. That was like aristocracy and high-end, like high-income earners revolting against royalty. It was nobles versus nobility, yeah.
Page can push back against the justification.
And if you push back too much, RealPage can kick the landlord out of the scheme, with one insider telling investigators, sometimes we were happy to see customers go.
They also
Yeah.
had a policing agent that would go out and make sure that the landlords and their leasing agents were staying in line and not deviating from the price that was being set.
This scheme, if true, has had a real tangible impact on Americans.
RealPage advertises that it's going to increase revenues 2% to 7% for the participants in the cartel.
Wow.
What RealPage is telling these landlords and is doing with these landlords is, don't worry about occupancy rates anymore. It doesn't matter really how many people move out of your building, you're still going to grow your revenue over time.
That makes sense though, right? Because like, yeah, if you're charging way more money, but it's like if you charge 20% more, you lose 10% of your customers, you're making more money. That's a good point. And you're also making even more money than that because then you don't have to do maintenance on those buildings or in those rooms. That's smart.
How? Through these coordinated price increases.
In Phoenix alone, we've seen rent increase 76%
Yeah.
since 2016. It is
76%. Oh my God. That's, you have a $2,000 rent. Now it's 3.5K. That's insane.
almost certain that people were
Holy
evicted
shit.
as a result of these price increases, and that some people were made homeless by them.
Oh, absolutely.
To their prospective customers, the landlords, RealPage is pretty open about all of this.
Yeah.
You can go to their website, type in a zip code, and view a sample of what buildings are using the software, along with any corresponding price change. We'll see this building right here, rent is actually down about 4%. If we just zoom out a little bit, a few blocks over, this rent is actually up 4%. They used to have videos where landlords talked about how RealPage's algorithm pushed them to raise rent.
Yeah.
But the company deleted it after the Washington Post ran a story.
Yeah, see, that's a probably good idea because, like, you don't want to have a video that's, like, talking about, yeah, so we was scamming people like this and we made a lot of money, like, because it just makes you look bad. It does. That does. It makes you look bad. You shouldn't be doing that.
On investor calls, they're flat out saying the algorithm is going to recommend higher lease rates for every property. But the company goes to great lengths to train landlords to hide this scheme from renters. Landlords were coached across a variety of scenarios and told not to mention RealPage or pricing algorithms.
Well, duh.
Instead, they were supposed to say stuff like units were being priced individually.
So they just lie. That's cute.
RealPage and the larger industry dispute the charges. Since the
By the way, I
onslaught-
think this problem's going to keep getting worse. Because what's happening, right, is like you're having, like, poor people get poorer, rich people get richer. And whenever that happens, you're going to have more rich people with more houses, but it's going to be less, well, it's going to be the same rich people, if anything, less rich people with even more houses. And so that's going to, like, think about the ratio there. You're going to have even more power over the market at that point. And like this is happening more every year, especially now as like the internet has popped off, people are starting to learn how to do this. I think it probably was always like this to an extent, but now it's like super, super, super escalating because I think of, you know, resources and tools like this that, you know, nobody really previously had access to. Seems pretty sustainable. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Yeah, BlackRock's using AI to acquire and sell. Yeah, no doubt. Of course they are. It should be legislated against. Of course, they're just running the clock. Yeah, but like the problem is that the people that do this are smart. It's not like that. These guys aren't stupid that are running these systems and running these scams. So like they're really good at trying to, like, you know, undercut the law, get around the rules, figure out a way of, oh, this doesn't really apply to us. Like, oh, well, if we change this, it's technically not against the rules. Like, it's really hard to stop this shit from happening. No, they're dumb and short-sighted. Sure. I mean, like, you can say that all you want, but, you know, isn't it crazy how, like, they just always somehow come out ahead? But they're all stupid? Uh-huh, sure. That's a cope.
Out of lawsuits, RealPage has largely stayed quiet, ignoring our request for an interview. But the industry has
You
published
should
a
never
paper
underestimate your enemy.
defending itself. They make a bunch of different arguments.
And these
but it
people
boils
are
down
your
to
enemy.
Two major points. The first, sharing info doesn't mean they're teaming up. Why? Because the rental world is just too big and too messy for any sort of secret deal to stick. But that doesn't seem to stand up to scrutiny.
The RealPage algorithm is being used by nearly 90% of the apartment owners in the DMV.
RealPage
And this is
controls-
happening with a lot of like big tech companies. I think it's happened with Google. It's happening now with smartphones and like basically apps in the US are controlled by two companies. So this is like a massive multi-billion-dollar industry that is effectively owned by Samsung and Google. Or like the Google Play Store. Sorry, Samsung and Google and Apple. Excuse me, sorry. Google and Apple. Like, this is bad. That's a very bad thing to have, like, and you're seeing this with everything, right? You're seeing it with social media. You're seeing it with renting. You're seeing it with search engines, with Google. You're seeing it with like apps on phones. It's everything. Everything is becoming a monopoly. And the problem is that because I think a lot of the leadership in like government are so technologically illiterate, they don't even really understand what's going on. So like they're always playing a game 20 years behind.
70%
I think that's what's happened.
of the rental units in Phoenix
Ignorant
and that
or
they
paid off?
control
Both.
at least
Both,
50%
actually.
of the market in Tucson.
90% in DC. 70%.
Yeah, I actually, that's a really good point, because I actually agree with you more now that you said that than even what I said originally, because yeah, I actually think that a lot of the senators understand these problems, but it's in their financial benefit to allow them to keep happening. I think a better way to explain it would be that the general voting population doesn't understand the problems. Or they do understand the problems, but they believe that they're on the right side of the problem, so it's beneficial to them. And you see this very regularly, people that are happy whenever a bad thing happens to a bad person. But that doesn't make the bad thing good. I think for a lot of people, though, being able to draw that distinction is very hard. And so they can't push for this either. They can't push for, like, for example, getting rid of gambling in children's games with, like, microtransactions. Like, they can't push to get rid of this. And the reason why is because if you are a senator and your primary voter base, like the average age of a voter is like, I don't know what it is, right? But like, let's actually see. Average age of a voter in the US. This is really kind of hard for me to get like a super simple answer, but median voters, I was gonna say 53, 50-something white person who didn't go to college. Maybe that's the case. I think there's probably a lot of other instances here. Voter turnout in elections, 2020. By race, let me see, is there anything else here? Yeah, I don't think there's like a super simple way to look at it. But the point is that a lot of people who are 53 don't have the same level of technological literacy that somebody who's 35 does. Because like you think if you're 53, that means you were born in 1971, right? And so if you have that, guess what? You don't know, you did not grow up with the internet. You did not grow up with, what do you call it? You didn't grow up with like technology in the same way. You didn't grow up with cell phones. You didn't grow up with social media, anything like that. So that's a massive difference. And so those people just simply don't have they don't even have the vocabulary to understand the problems. So like whenever they hear that their senator who they voted for to stop border patrol or to start border patrol, either build the wall or destroy the wall, is focusing on regulating video games, they're going to be like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you talking about video games for? And that's what happens. And this isn't talking about Biden. No, I'm talking about either one. Like, I think the Democrat voters are the same thing. And like, remember, like, young Democrats had a reality check. Remember in 2016 and then again in 2020 where they all thought that, you know, oh, Bernie Sanders is really popular on social media. He's going to have to win it. And then all the boomer Democrats were like, "Oh, I remember Joe Biden. He been around since he knows what he's doing. He couldn't have been around here so much. He didn't know nothing. We're gonna go with Joe. Like, we know Joe. Like, yeah, let's go for it, right?" And then they just vote for that shit, man. And they never think about that shit again. Like, they vote for that. Like, they go up there. They get driven up there by like their church, and then they drive home. They watch the big game. They don't even think about that shit again until the next election. And that's the average voter. It's hard to get to them and make them understand like a social media algorithm, right? It's hard for them to understand like an app on a smartphone. Because they just don't give a fuck. That's the problem. That's why it keeps happening. I do think some senators are actually like technologically illiterate, and like people in the government are. I do think it's a big problem, but it's more a problem with the voting population. Because the voting population doesn't hold them accountable for that. So, like, really, what does that say?
That hardly seems like a fragmented rental market. And their second point, more houses, not less data sharing, is the real fix for high rent.
That's bunk. You know, we've got apartment units all over Phoenix that aren't being rented right now because people can't afford them. The spaces are there, but people can't afford them because these landlords are setting artificially high rent via an algorithm. And that is just unacceptable.
And this is like kind of the problem with this conversation is that it's like the logic that even if they weren't using the algorithm, like if they weren't using the algorithm, would that be acceptable? And I think that ethically the answer would have to be yes. Because like you can never say that if you own something or you own a lot of things that you have, like the government has the right or other people have the right to come and take those away from you as they deem necessary. That's an extremely scary precedent to set. I don't know how they can tackle this problem in a way that doesn't cause 5 more problems.
Absolutely unacceptable.
I really don't know.
Things are shifting. Renters are banding together in class action lawsuits. Arizona, D.C., and possibly North Carolina are suing. They want to end the scheme, refund renters, and fine companies like RealPage. The DOJ has started a criminal investigation into the whole thing.
I don't think this is just an Arizona-based problem.
Yeah.
This is not the only place where algorithms are being used to set prices.
This is, to me, one of the
Somebody says government defines property, though. They absolutely can. I'm not saying that they can't. Please do not misunderstand this. They absolutely can do it. It's that what the effect of doing it will cause could be worse. Because people go and they say, I see people in chat saying, well, that's good. They don't need it. That's great. That's a great mindset to have. What happens whenever they say you don't need something that you have? And this is the problem that a lot of people have. A lot of, internet revolutionaries have, is that they only view it from the lens of themselves getting somebody else's stuff, but they never think about it from the lens of other people getting their stuff.
bigger kind of issues facing kind of our economy and consumers in the next decade or so.
There's a lot of
Move with the girl
positive
or- yeah,
things
yeah,
that
exactly.
algorithms and machine learning can do for society, but there are also risks associated with it. We can't be afraid of technology. We have to lean in and learn about it and make sure that we're keeping the public safe from the abuses that can sometimes flow from misuse of technology.
That's a smart dude. I hope he can figure it out. That's the best take on it I heard out of this whole video. Oh, I'm glad I saw this. I didn't really know a lot about this. Obviously I've lived in this house my whole life. I have friends, obviously, that rent. I've had a lot of my friends, obviously not streamer friends, but like just my regular, friends I grew up with. A lot of them have been priced out of Austin. Totally. Like, that's how bad Austin is that they were completely priced out of the city that they grew up in. It's kind of sad, honestly. Yeah, it really is. It's already illegal, just uphold the law. Well, the problem is that the way that it's being done is so new that it's hard to interpret the law into something that's so new like this. That's the problem. It's that, it's kind of like DMCA, right? Where DMCA law was made in 1998, but we're still using it in 2024. So what's happened between now and then? Everything's happened. So you have a law that's it's basically it's a squatting law too, right? It's one of the reasons why people had squatting laws was from the 1800s and shit like that. But we still have these super vestigial laws that exist for a problem that didn't, that went away, in some cases 50, 100 years ago. You don't want to set precedent too early and then have it apply to things in an unforeseen way. Yeah, I actually think this is a much bigger problem, and it's much harder to solve than I think some people are giving it credit for. But I do think it's really bad. For example, I know how much apartments and places like this are. So somebody was selling a house near my house, and I remember Cody and Jeff, they came over to the house and they looked up the house. They said, "Oh, this is in the area. How much money is the house?" And they were I forgot how much money it was, but it was a ridiculous amount of money, and it was somewhere around $500,000, something like that. And they were what the fuck? How does anybody pay for something like that? It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. Friends in South Florida have 6-figure jobs living in their cars because rent increases are insane in Florida. Yeah. Systematic mainly because of private housing market, let free, and housing is viewed as an investment. Yeah, I know. It's the landlord, land ownership culture. And it's really, if you had a lot of money, I feel buying houses and renting them out is a pretty good way of making money. It probably is. Now, there's probably a lot of annoying things that you have to deal with, but all these guys wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't massively fucking effective. So yeah, being a landlord sucks. Yeah, but I mean, the problem is that a lot of the people, because I bet with a lot of the people that own like multiple apartment buildings, they aren't really landlords. They are money managers for people that run the apartments. Like, the people that run the apartments are accountable to them. They don't have to deal with, like, for example, you know, a tenant got evicted early and they shit on the floor. Like, they don't even hear about that. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. And then somebody else has to clean it up. Yeah, property managers. And you think about it also for, like, the people that are, yeah, property managers, the ones that are actually dealing with it themselves, they don't really give a shit either because they're getting paid. That's their job. So it's like this weird thing where like the accountability is displaced in so many different places that nobody really cares about it. I don't know. Like, I think it's a huge problem, but I don't know what's going to happen. I straight up don't. Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think it's going to get a lot worse. And the problem why it's going to keep getting worse is because people are so easily manipulated. So, like, the problem is that a lot of people don't really understand any of these issues because they're complex mathematical issues. So you immediately rule out like 80% of the population. And really you're ruling out like 90%. And there's like, you know, the other 10% inside of that probably aren't even voting. And so how can you get people who don't know how to do multiplication to understand a pricing algorithm? How can you bridge that gap? It's really fucking hard. This doesn't scare anyone at all. Well, no, it is really scary. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm saying that it's really easy to manipulate stupid people. It's crazy. These issues likely haven't reached a climax yet. Yeah, I know. And then also, like, whenever things do get really bad, what the people in power will do is they'll just create a diversion to make people get mad about that instead. That's just what's going to happen. I guarantee you it's going to happen. Personally, like, this is a bit of a tinfoil hat, but I think that's why we have so much conversations about identity politics now. I think it's a diversion. It's a diversion from the fact that you can't afford a house, that your future is, you know, effectively locked away from you. But you're fixated around, you know, like them moving or getting rid of a statue in a building. And I think these are important issues, but they eclipse everything else to a degree that's completely unrealistic. Yeah, divide and conquer. Yeah, and it will keep working. And the reason why it will keep working is because people won't get smarter. They never do.
Thank you very much. You know, the pilot said it's too windy to land, sir. I said, that's okay. Land anyway. We have no choice. It's windy out here. It's windy, but it's beautiful. It's Pennsylvania. It's our place. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. With your help, we're going to win Pennsylvania. We're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden, and we're going to make America great again.
Oh my God. Is he even going to talk about this?
Before going any further, I want to say God bless the people of Israel. They're under attack right now. That's because we show great weakness. It would not happen. The weakness that we've shown.
Here we go.
Unbelievable, and it would not have happened if we were in office. You know that. They know that. Everybody knows that. But America prays for Israel. We send our absolute support to everyone in harm's way.
Oh, jeez.
This is an attack that would not have happened. I mean, to think about what we have
He
to
said
go
it,
through.
yeah,
and
he said the
things
thing.
we put up with the border, with no energy independence, all electric cars. Would everybody like to buy an electric car for the rest of your life?
What's wrong with electric
We will
cars?
return the world to peace through strength, and it'll happen very quickly. I will revive American strength abroad, and we will restore American strength at home. We were respected 4 years ago all over the world. Today, we are considered a joke. It's not going to be for long. Believe me, it's not going to be for long. We will quickly rebuild the greatest economy in the history of the world like we had it just 4 years ago. It was just announced that inflation is once again raging. It's close to 4% again. Here we go. When I left office, we had virtually no inflation. First of all, Crooked Joe, he claimed inflation was transitory. Remember that? Then he said it was temporary. Then he said it won't happen. It really won't happen. And then he said, well, it's much higher than expected. And then the supply chains closed. And then the energy went through the roof. Putin